Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for March 12th to the 18th. So I have some new decks for you today, and after the weekly messages, if you're interested, I am going to be doing a creative project spread and a career or business spread with one of my friend's decks, and I'll explain how her deck is different and everything when I get there. But so first, with the oracle cards, I will pick a few of those first. And first we have playfulness. I'm a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. Okay, so that's our first piece. Hello, hello to everyone who's hopping on. Okay, let's see what else we have coming through. Wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder, and when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. Okay, so should I do one more? I really, really like these. These have been so fun lately. I'll do one more for the week. Vitality. I'm a healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Every one has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. Okay, so that's what we have going on. Good start so far. And then I'll pull. This is the Sovereign Oracle, which is my good friend actually put these together and just launched them. She has an Indiegogo going right now, which I will go back and make an edit to this so you guys have the link if you really like this cards. I'm going to be doing the spreads at the end with these, which I will explain, but I'll pick a few of these for the week. So first, we have risk. Explore your leading edge, abandon safety, jump into the vortex of creative freedom, trust that you will land wherever you are meant to be. So that's the first one. Second one we have coming up is restriction. This is actually one of my favorite cards. Limitations may actually be creative opportunities. Choose helpful constraints to make the big idea real, and don't be fooled by others' limiting beliefs. Okay, so boundaries are good. Don't forget that. Let's see what the last thing is. And it's interesting that risk and restriction came up together because it looks like there's a lot of other people's ideas and thoughts that might be influencing the type of risks that you're taking. Okay, and then what's the last one we have coming up? Taboo. Ooh, I like all of these coming up. Take on the role of the sacred rebel. Release the need to make others comfortable. Explore the fringes with pride, especially if it makes you nervous. Right on. So that's a really good combo. Okay. Now I'm just gonna do a Celtic cross since I have the bonus spreads at the end. Okay, and hello to everybody who's on here. Thank you for joining me. Okay, and remember, this is good for everybody. It's not sign specific. The April monthlies are coming out on Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll post a link as usual if you're watching on Facebook right now. Otherwise, those will be out on Thursday. Okay, and outcome for the week. Let's see what's going on. What's the central energy that we have? Justice. Okay, so this is clarity, truth, balance coming to the surface. And this also has to do with your internal compass. What are the decisions that you're making this week that feel in affinity with you? And it's really about just doing the internal tweaking that you need to make the right steps, take the next risk, set the right boundaries. All of those things are kind of bundled into one. And so this looks like an internal state more than anything else. Let's see what the crossing energy is. Death. So there is like a deep, profound transformation that we have happening. This is true rebirth. And so, not a bad thing, especially because justice is at the center. This means that there's a lot of the old belief systems are being shed this week. Also, we have the new moon in Pisces happening this week. So that's going to be big. That's where all of the abundance comes from with the death card, is as you shed the old, you make way for the new. And that's what this is all about. So what's shifting out this week is the Queen of Swords. So this is that the Queen of Swords, even though she's able to own it, this looks more like the loneliness. So feeling isolated, feeling like you're the only one who can do this, or you're solo, like nobody gets you. That's kind of the negative aspect of the Queen of Swords, and so that's leaving. It looks like you're stepping into a state where you're going to feel more connected with those around you. And it's kind of like when this is leaving, you're getting more clarity internally, and then that's going to help you really connect with the people who matter. The oncoming energy is the Queen of Cups. See, so this is the emotional vulnerability, being able to, this is all about you leading with your heart, leading with your desires, and owning the fact that you really enjoy different things, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. As long as it isn't harmful to somebody else or like super unethical, like it really is something where you can advocate, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need. Okay, so that's where you don't have to judge your own desires. This is something where as soon as you ask, that's going to make way for you to receive it. Okay, and the outward manifestation, this is kind of what's showing up on the surface. We have the King of Swords. So you still have that. It's interesting that the shading is half and half. The colors are half and half, because this looks like you still have that independence. You might not see yourself doing this yet. You're still more in logic and reason mode. And so with that, you might feel like you're still sitting in the Queen of Swords, but that's what's being shed. So I don't think that this is going to tip until after the full moon, or new moon. I don't think that you're going to see the transformation and the manifestation until after that, if that makes sense. And in the subconscious, we have 10 of Cups. So you are getting the things that you want. You are experiencing happiness, or at least that's the direction that you're moving. So again, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that you can't see quite yet, because this is hidden. The 10 of Cups is in the position of being hidden and out of sight. And so you might feel the need to be a little bit colder, more business-oriented, more down to brass tacks. That's kind of what's going on with the King of Swords from what I can see, because the Justice card is a serious card. It's more of a clear-headed, it's heavy on the air qualities, and so you really do have a lot of that methodical and strategic nature, which you have to navigate right now in order to make way for this Queen of Cups and 10 of Cups. Okay, the advice for you this week is the 4 of Cups. So I would say center yourself before you say yes. This is something where you don't have to turn down offers per se, but it really is about tuning in what is feeling like a strong yes and what is feeling like a strong no, so that you can actually make the decisions that feel in alignment with you. External influences, Page of Swords. This is you being brave. It's like there's the right circumstances, the right setting for you to really step into your power. and express your thoughts and your feelings and the way you're perceiving a situation. I see this as being good timing for something, especially if it comes to expression and ideas. So make sure you're kind of taking advantage of the opportunity, especially if you feel it in your body. That's where you kind of want to jump on it when the opportunity strikes. And the hopes and fears, 3 of Cups. So this is that desire for connection. That's the shifting out the Queen of Swords and moving into harmony, celebration, being around people that you care about, having a good time. This is kind of like the party card of tarot. And so you have the 3 of Cups. That's really what you're looking for. But it's also, if you feel like there's a lot of serious stuff that's weighing you down, it could also be you having a little bit of fear come up around having a good time because it's a distraction, or it's not worth your time, or something to that effect. Now, the outcome for the week, we have 10 of Pentacles, a foundation, stability. This is good for money. This is good for relationships, continuing to build that foundation. And hello to everybody who's still hopping on. It's nice to see all of you. So this is like an ideal card. You have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles as the outcome. So things are really coming together. Even if you can't see it, even if you don't trust it, they are anyway. So you just, and I also like with restriction, how limitations may actually be creative opportunities. Don't forget that either this week. That's a good one. I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'll do a couple oracle cards, and then I'm going to go into the career spread, or the business spread, and then the creative project spread. Okay, so first we have self-care. I can't tell you how often that one comes up. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, eat foods that are nourishing, get movement in this week. Really amplify that however you can. And then we also have change. We already see that with the Death card. With the Death card, that means you know that all of this stuff that isn't working is just going to be purged, and so you kind of get to relieve yourself of that burden of having to like do it yourself, so to speak. Okay, and then I'm going to do a 3-card pick, and then I'll transition into the other spreads. Okay. Here we go. You guys know the drill. If you've watched me for a while, you can use these cards however you want. If you have a specific question, if you want to pick before or after I flip them over, it is entirely up to you. You're not going to do it wrong. Just listen to what feels right for you. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks, Natasha. Thank you. Okay, so card number 1, 7 of Earth. This is casting a wide net, making sure that you are planting lots of seeds this week. And I'm also getting the intuitive hit that this has a lot to do with if you're having kind of a whirlwind going on internally, write down your ideas, write down your dreams, write down your ideas. It's like there's information coming through, which is why you're planting so many seeds, aside from the obvious, which is like putting out applications or, you know, reaching out to all these different people. It's really about, you know, having a plethora of options. And that's true for later. You might want to be saving some ideas for later or crack those open at some point. Okay, so card number 2, we have the Magician. It's a good week to manifest. Again, we have the themes of the new moon coming up, which is an ideal time to manifest and call in what it is that you want. Get specific. Start being specific. What do you want? And release your any controlling energy you have over the how it comes in. You're not in charge of that part, but you can ask for what you want and what you need. Okay, and card number 3, Fortune's Wheel. Okay, nice try. This card will probably never be my favorite. So the Wheel of Fortune is I'm getting that this is like a surprise. Like there's something like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, there's like a rapid change. Oh my goodness, something's coming through. I wasn't expecting that. That's the energy that's coming through on this one. I'm not seeing it as particularly positive or negative. I'm in full agreement that this is positive change. That's what I'm in agreement for. But it's really about getting that surprise energy coming through, like, oh wow, that was a total like change in the plot. So that is what's coming through for these. Okay, now I'm going to shift into something a little bit different. And just to talk a little bit about this deck. It is, I'm going to do a full review on this, which I'll put out this week. But it's a really great deck to use for yourself. And you will probably never, ever, ever hear me say that about any other deck unless it's Paulina Cassidy. So this is not like a normal oracle deck because it does have specific, like, just words. It's not one of those decks that I've found to be super, like, it doesn't have a predictive energy, but it is very spot on. So sometimes the word might resonate more, or the phrases might resonate more. There might be one of the statements that just like really, really gets you. So that is kind of the energy of this one. You'll see when I start doing the spreads with it, okay? And also, when she was developing this deck, it really was with creation in mind. And so that's something that applies to like business and opportunities and creative projects and professionals and people who are wanting clear answers. Like that is really what these are all about. So I have had a ton of fun playing with this, and I have developed some spreads specifically for this deck that I thought I would share with you. So I hope you don't mind. I'm going to adjust my tripod a little bit because these are tiny cards. Okay, I think we should be good with this. Okay, I want you to see them a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to start with the business or career spread. So no matter what you do, this will apply to your work in the world. Okay, so we have the current state of your career or business, and then we have what you're releasing, what you're calling in, advice for the immediate issues, so the immediate problem or obstacle that you have going on, and then underneath we have advice for the subconscious or the unseen issue. I would also like to mention there are 84 cards, so this isn't, it's like not fully published yet. This is a, I got a sample deck. So she might make a few tweaks to the colors and stuff like that, but you can order one on Indiegogo because the campaign is going to be up for the next month. Okay, so when it comes to business, we have the current state, archetype. Call forth ancient imagery, wear a divinely appointed mask, explore your personal myths. So this is kind of building the skeleton of what you're looking to create. That's ultimately like looking ahead. What archetypes have you seen in the past, or what people, models, role models, or business structures have you seen that you really admire? Right now, it looks like you're just creating the framework mentally. What you're releasing. Vitality, protect your energy, invite life-affirming relationships, release energy vampires, honor your body's requests. So this has to do with people, right? The people who are draining, the people who are holding you back, the naysayers, the people who tell you you can't accomplish this or you're going to have a hard time. That is what's shifting out. That also ties in with the death card, beautifully. It's all of that stuff. You are reaching greater vitality by releasing all of the things that are no longer working. Okay, and then what you're calling in. Offer. Speak up about your offering. Up-level your inner story about the value of your work. Listen for what others are seeking from you, then deliver from a place of alignment. So it's like, yes, you just have to create the skeleton and then you're going to be able to deliver. That's what you're calling in, is like, okay, I'm gathering all my materials, I'm gathering all my information, I'm putting a plan together, because that is important. You just don't want to get stuck in the planning phase. You also want to execute. Okay, so that's what the offer is all about. It's the execution and initiation of getting things done that you have within this archetype. Advice for the immediate issue. Vulnerability. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. Tell someone how you feel. Be responsible as you do it. Lead others through the pulsing of your open heart. Okay, so this is a time to ask. It's, definitely the right time for you to come forth and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. This is how I would like to make this happen. Okay, so that is that's going to remedy whatever problem you have up front. So even if you're like at a place where you feel like you're stuck, then this is the time where you can say, hey, I'm feeling stuck. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. I feel like I'm not using my skills to the best of my ability. How can we remedy this? So it's about leading with your heart and trusting that, you're going to be received in one way or another, or it might be time to make a change. And then advice for the subconscious. So what you're not seeing. Alchemy. Combine two things that don't go together. Step beyond all base matter to find the gold within. The once impossible may now be possible, and give it a try. So again, we had the risk card come up this week. And this is tying into that you are able to cultivate what you want, but there is a level of risk that you have to take in order to get there. Okay, now I'm going to do the creative project spread. Okay, and so think about what's something that you want to put together. This could even be like buying a house, or something where you want to start an Etsy store even, or do something creative. Whatever the case may be, this can apply to you. Oh, and also if you get the deck, I know that she's including these spreads in the deck, so you'll be able to access them again if you do decide to order. And again, I'll post the link if you're interested. Okay, so the current state, the advice coming through for that, and then I do 3 things that you need to focus on for this project or endeavor. And then the unrealistic expectation that needs to be released. And then the outcome of the project given current circumstances. Okay, so let's see what's going on right now. Opportunity. Don't rely on kismet to go where the opportunities can find you. It's time to show up and say yes. Make yourself ready for the good. You're drawing near or closer. Okay, so that is really what it's like you're a magnet for the connections, but you also have to go out and pursue them. So it's a little bit of both. It's like maybe you have the manifestation side down and you're doing the meditating, you're doing the vision boarding, you're doing all of the energetic work. Now it's time to go be visible so that the opportunities can come to you. So again, with the house example, if you're looking for, getting a house or a designer or something like that, then it's like, okay, you have the internal vision, but now you want to go and hunt, essentially. Okay, the 3 things that you should focus on being: remember that you are enough, stand in your own affinity for yourself, then act, allow your potency to vibrate. The situation may shift in reply. Okay, so this is really aligning yourself with your value and owning what you know to be true internally. So it's like you attract what you embody. So that is really what being is about. Okay, card number 2, visibility. Claim your bright light. Your perfect co-creators are seeking you out. Allow yourself to be seen. It is safe for you to be witnessed. Okay, so again, getting out there. That's the theme. If you want to make this creative project happen, you have to go and express yourself. You have to go be seen. You have to go show people like, hey, here I am. And then that way it's going to create the connective tissue so that you can start building. And the third thing that you should focus on, decoy, look for the true culprit. Self-sabotage may be at work, and evaluate if it's something you really need to do or if it's a tempting distraction. Okay, so, I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad that you enjoy this, Noelle. Thank you so much. So it's kind of like this says go back to the drawing board, go back and make sure you have all your priorities correct. And when I say correct, that's up to you. You decide whether or not you want to focus on something, but you may realize that you're putting something ahead of what you really want, or that this is actually a distraction and it's holding you back from bigger and better goals. It's totally up to you. So just go back and poke around with your priorities. Where are you spending most of your time and your energy? The unrealistic expectation that needs to be released. Magic. Invite spirit's intervention. Pay attention to synchronicity. Invoke your will and your willingness. Okay, what this looks like to me, and this is something that I counsel people on regularly, is too much dependency on energetics. It's kind of like I can sit and meditate all day long, and I can sit and ask angels all day long to bring me $5 million. But if I never leave my house, I am not going to get it. It just bottom line. Like if you don't take action, if you don't pair them together, then you're not going to get what you want. So this is about kind of moving that aside, because you probably have more confidence in that area than you realize. And so it's time to start matching it in the physical world as well. Okay, so it's more of like if you have an expectation that something's just going to poof appear and that all of the legwork is going to be done for you, I mean, that's not quite the way manifestation works. Okay, so the outcome of the project, given the current circumstances, we have desire. You are worthy of your desires. Be curious and explore your soul's yearnings. Let yourself want what you want, even if you're afraid you won't or will get it. Okay, so it looks like, yes, you're getting the things that you want, but it's just about taking the action, being seen, trusting that you are worthy of the things that are coming in. And that is ultimately, and then reprioritizing as well, and just checking in with yourself. Do you need to give more energy to this, or do you need to pull it back and allocate it elsewhere? Okay, so again, this is the Sovereign Oracle. I hope that you've enjoyed this extra bonus reading along with the weekly messages. I'm going to go back and give you guys the link so that you can order one of these and support her Indiegogo if you like these cards. Again, I've had a ton of fun with them. I'll do a full review and post that on YouTube, so I'll let you guys know when that comes up. And in other news, I hope you have a fantastic week, and don't forget, if you'd like to work with me, all of the links are either in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, and they are on the services section of Facebook. Okay, thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.